Bostonian is Matt Perrault.
This is our city.
The book is Dave Sharapan.
Pay him. Pay that man his money.
Together, they are the Bostonian versus the book.
You covered! You covered 12! Covered!
Follow the show on Twitter at Boston versus the book.
How do you like them apples?
Bringing you the best insight on sports betting news, Matt and Dave's daily picks, and an entertaining and unfiltered dive into the sports betting industry. Here's Dave Sharapan and Matt Perrault.
And here we go.
Happy Tuesday, boys and girls. What is up? Welcome into another episode of the Bostonian versus the book. Dave Sharapan, Matt Perrault, live on YouTube, live on Twitter, at Boston versus the book. On Twitter, Sports Grid TV replay, Sirius XM channel 159, as we come to you guys on a day where, well, winter has arrived. Money makes the world go around. We got a lot of money stories today, Dave. A lot of talk about the dollar bills going on. How are you, Mr. Pittsburgh?
Everybody's trying to get paid. Everybody is getting paid. There's a lot of money. People coming, people going, people leaving. Not come and go, but if we're going to get a sponsorship from Come and Go, we can wear the shirts and wear the hats and all that other stuff. You guys from the Midwest know what we're talking about with the Come and Go.
Yes, we do.
Perrault, right at the top.
Yes.
Where do the people go to find us on just the audio portion of the show? Do you have something that could show the people?
So you guys who watch the show every day, there are a lot of you who sometimes miss the show. Yes. And sometimes when you're driving, you can't put it in the aux and listen to YouTube. You can do that, but the easier way, and a lot of times people ask, like, guys, what is the show? Is it a podcast? Is it a TV show? Is
both.
Like, what is it? And we always say it's everything. You know, it's a live stream that we do live. It's a recorded podcast on YouTube video, but it's also an audio podcast, which if you take your phones out, if you're watching
right there,
you guys can take your cameras out. You can point your camera at that QR code, and it will take you directly to the Bostonian versus the book on Apple Podcasts, which by our records, 93% of you are listening on iOS, Apple, iPhones. So that means most of you have iPhones who are watching the show. That will take you directly. We also are on Spotify. We're also on Audible. We're on everywhere you get your audio podcast. You can find BvB. But for Apple, point your camera at that QR code. It'll take you right to Apple Podcasts. You can subscribe. You can leave reviews and all sorts of fun stuff with it. So that would be something that if you need an alternative way of listening to BvB or catching the show after the fact,
correct,
that's a very good way of doing it.
And I've heard people like to do that on 1.5. They put that on.
I do everything on 1.5.
And they speed you up on 1.5.
Oh, yeah,
I mean, we get to the points quick, back and forth.
Bang.
Yeah, it's very fast. So I don't know if I recommend that, but that
I
gives
do.
them the option. They can't really speed it up. When they watch the show live, they can get in the chat, leave super chat comments, which you guys continue to do. It's unbelievable what's happening with that. The chat live every day. You guys come in, you hit the like button, you hit the subscribe button, the subscriber numbers going up. The likes are there every day, which apparently is getting us in the algorithm. Will, our producer back east on the Sports Grid, is doing the shorts. Those have gotten available on the YouTube channel as well. What is the show? I honestly don't know. But I know we got multiple ways to watch it, listen, and, be involved in it. So that's good. The other thing too is I don't know if I got to wear the hats, but the BvB beanie,
it's a hit.
I got requests. I have to go see the guy this week to get cold gear. We're going to be like Under Armour. I had no idea.
Oh yeah.
But Raymaker Lou is out driving around. He's trying to deliver the bread to get the bread every day. He's out. He said it's freezing in Pittsburgh today. It's snowing. And he's wearing a BvB beanie.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
How'd he get it? That's amazing.
Chef B is taking care of business.
Wow.
Get in the Discord channel. Find out. What's the Discord channel?
BvBshow.com to get in.
We even got one of those.
Wow. That's pretty cool. I did not know that he was doing that for us. I would appreciate that, Chef. That's very nice of you to send us gifts, but also give other gifts to other brigade members. That's very neat. That's cool. That's awesome. We appreciate you guys spreading the word.
I got the pen. Look at the BvB pen.
Oh, that's right.
Snowden
Yeah.
versus the book pen. How
I mean,
about that?
the hat is one. Madeline thinks it's very cool that she has like one of the first few ever, right? And then you've got that behind me.
You got the red version. I got the white helmet version. I mean, we got to get this store thing taken care of. Well, that's a whole nother story.
But that's coming. That's my New Year's resolution. Like my New Year's resolution is to get the dang store built.
Well, there might be something happening today. After today's meeting, we might have something.
Oh,
well, we'll see. It is snowing in other parts of the country. It's cold here, but it's snowing. Like in Pittsburgh today, it's snowing. We got roll call Friday. People come in and tell us, the roll call. Where they're at. It's snowing in Oswego, New York.
Oh, bad.
CBW said it's snowing in central New York.
In
Light snow in
November.
Western. It's snowing all over.
Oh man,
man.
No way.
What?
I used to get so mad. Like snow in November is brutal. I get as mad about snow in November as I did about snow in April. Like it's too early. Like hold on a second. Like the leaves are still on the ground, cold. The leaves get wet. Because you get
wet
that
leaves are no good.
Oh, you get that one little hole in a warm snap that will come in right before Christmas. It's always like a couple of days where it's like in the 50s and everything thaws out and the leaves are all wet and nasty. And you got to rake them up because if you don't, then the next spring, they're still there and they're even harder to rake up if you don't get it before the snow cap comes. It's awful. It's
the meteorology portion of the show.
I hate it. I hated it at home. It was absolutely awful.
I just got a text direct from Bonvie, who was out wearing his BvB hat plowing all night.
Well, that's different. He's in Ontario.
Like
that's different. They have snow in September, so I'm not like.
Don't besmirch our.
It's reality. Like it's so like what I'm saying is I'm whining about November snowstorm, but like he's in Ontario, so in Ontario that's just par for the course. Like it's perpetual winter.
I mean, we go through Fridays and say, but like people are putting it snowed. B2 Bar Towns in Colorado Springs. He's already snowed twice there this month.
Yeah, well, he's in the mountains. I mean, he's in the Rockies. Like they're open for Thanksgiving. Most of the ski resorts were wide open.
Yeah, so, Ross Randall went skiing.
Yeah, so that's
this weekend.
Right. That's typical up there. It's big business. I mean, they can't wait to open up the slopes up there.
Big business, like our guy, big business.
Big business, yeah, kind of, but it's big business up there for them to be able to get those tourist dollars rolling and people coming in and
how
Christmas.
about this? We got a guy, Linus, who's here every day with us watching the show. He's working from home today due to the snow last night where he's from. He got a snow day from work.
That's
you
a hard
remember a snow day from work?
I don't remember working from home. I mean, I just
wasn't even an option.
Wasn't even an option. Like it wasn't even. I mean,
get your ass to work, or you're. What do you mean you can't? I had a couple times I couldn't get out of the driveway. One of those driveways that went down around the side of the house. I'm like, guys, I ain't coming in.
I remember in 2011 there was like a near revolt that happened from the radio station I was working for in Des Moines because one of the shows wanted to install ISDN lines and do the show from home. They told the they said, look, it was a morning show.
Okay.
And it was a part-time. They did the morning shows on the part-time. And they're like, look, I don't want to have to come in. I want to do the show from my house. I can pipe it in. The two guys who've been doing it together for a long time knew each other really well.
Where were you living at the time? This is Iowa?
Yeah, Des Moines.
Okay.
In Des Moines. And they went to management and said, we want to do the show from home. We didn't want to come in. And management told them, that's fine. You'll be unemployed. We'll replace you. And now every show is done. this show, like every show is done from houses. It's just so weird how that was. It made total sense. The technology wasn't fully there because the internet wasn't fast enough to really handle video and audio like that. But ISDN lines were the technology that let you do it. So you could have installed it. It was like $600 to install an ISDN line at their house. And they're like, we'll pay for it ourselves. And then we just get to wake up and go downstairs and do our shows versus driving in the wintertime in Des Moines when it's 4:00 in the morning and it's snowing and it's nasty.
They had to be like, at the time, Who was doing that?
No
Nobody.
one.
Right. So management had to go, yeah, we're not doing that. Like,
Uh-uh.
didn't even consider it. Meanwhile, it would have saved so much angst. It would have positive gone the other complete direction because the guys doing the show would have been happier. You know you're doing the show. If it doesn't take away from the quality of the product, I don't
Well,
think
it kind of did. I mean, ISD and Line they still sound a little bit different than in
do
studio.
they? Oh, you're an audio guy, so I
Yeah.
trust your
So
judgment on that.
they do. It does sound different. It's not to the point where like it's not, you can't listen to it. It's just you have to really invest in high quality microphones, which they could have done. They could
Okay.
have built, a studio at home, but the answer basically was like you're being very prima donna. And so like if we, the GM who's still the GM today for KXNO in Des Moines said, I remember he saying, he goes, if I let them do it, everyone's going to ask to do it.
That's not a good answer, though. That's not a good answer. The management used to tell me that stuff.
Yeah.
And I said, that's a terrible answer. Because if that's what you're worried about the wrong things. We're worried about what you don't. It's like coaching. I mean, you have to coach the bottom up, and you have to, make sure your star players and everything are checked, and everybody can kind of meet in the middle and have a team. It's hard in a workplace, but when a guy tells you that, like, oh, if I do it for you, I got to do it for everybody. Okay, then what? Is the product is it?
Well,
that
he thought nobody would come into the office, and then you would stop having the dynamic of having talent around. Which, from a sales perspective, you need to have talent around because salespeople need to know the talent. They got to go on sales calls together.
Oh.
This is 2023 right now. This was 12 years ago.
So the salespeople need the talent or no?
Hell yeah, they need the talent. Without a doubt.
Oh.
Without a doubt, they need the talent. And that in that environment, it was really a good relationship. That was one of the best sales and talent symbiotic relationships I'd ever worked under. It was really healthy. It was good. And because KXNO had a really good place in the marketplace in Des Moines, a lot of people wanted to do business. They still do. They want to do business with the station. And I mean, Chris Williams and all the guys and Ken Miller and all the guys who are still in KXNO now. So like, it's just funny because that now is the norm versus because no weather concerns. Like we never have snow days. We don't have to worry about, oh my gosh, I got to drive down to the strip. Well, if it snows here,
race come here and mess up everything.
But we lived here. I mean, it really didn't affect us from a show perspective. But if we were driving to the studio,
yeah.
You think about if you're driving to work every day, but to drive into a studio. And I get the idea of a studio dynamic to do radio, but like this is why terrestrial radio is having such a tough time because you don't need to have, the bills, the taxes, the electric bill, the engineering bills, all the things. You don't need it. So it's interesting. All right. What happened last night? A game with 6 turnovers stayed under 43.5. What was that last night? Because that wasn't enjoyable. That wasn't fun football to watch.
No, not fun, sir. Is football fun, sir? No, not fun, sir, at all. From Remember the Titans. No, I brought the white flag. I waved the white flag on trying to go over on Monday Night Football, Sunday Night Football. I'm done. That's it. Don't even bother me with it. We got guys who put the picks in. I got a text last night from one of them that said, if I pick the Chargers again, or if I pick the Vikings or the Bears again, just say you have to change the game. Like you're not allowed to pick that game. I was laughing my ass off, but he's right.
Right.
I as you get closer to the end of the season, this is a huge bye week. There's 6 teams on a bye this week. Then after that, that's it. So you got to start crossing teams off the list of like, I don't want to pick that game. I don't want to pick that game. I don't know how that game stayed under last. I do know how it stayed under. Can't get a touchdown.
6
It was 1 touchdown.
Turnovers.
1 touchdown.
I mean, I felt like I handicapped that game right. I was like, both teams have turnover-prone quarterbacks. Both teams should be able to score. No. I mean, field goal fest. They won a game. The Bears won a game without scoring a touchdown.
Yeah.
In the NFL.
Yes.
He won not in
not
Iowa.
Not
Iowa football.
Not Iowa football.
Not Iowa versus Illinois or Iowa versus Nebraska. No, in the NFL, A team scored 12 points and won a football game in prime time. How much money did ESPN pay for Monday Night Football?
In a dome, by
In a
the
dome,
way.
right?
You
in a
can't
dome.
blame the weather. There's nothing to blame, but I guess, is that good defense or inept offense?
Inept offense. Inept offense. Massive inept offense.
I don't even know if massive.
4 picks by Joshua Dobbs. 4.
Kept coming. Kept coming.
And then 2 fumbles by Justin Fields on back-to-back possessions.
If Fields don't complete that tremendous pass on third down,
right,
the Vikings win the game.
10-9.
Despite all of that, everything that happened. They win. He completes that third down at the end of the game, set up Santos for the 4th field goal, which he missed the first one.
Right.
So we got a missed field goal, 6 turnovers, like everything that could possibly happen against you if you have the over happens. And the people with the unders have an annuity. I mean, it's a weekly. This is
no longer a trend. This is an epidemic of lack of offense. Look at this number. I mean, it's actually kind of like you stop and go, wait, how? The under has now cashed in 15 straight Sunday night and Monday night football games. And dating back to last year, regular season Sunday night and Monday night football unders are 32-3.
32-3.
32-3.
Up 28.5 units if you're laying the juice.
When will the book just say, I'm putting a number up so low, everyone bets over? Like, the public is winning unders, Dave. The public does not win unders. The public, they're winning consistently by betting under. It's just, it's an automatic fire. There's no handicapping going on. I didn't handicap the game between the Ravens and the Chargers. I was like, look, Chargers aren't scoring. Under. That game last night, 6 turnovers. Stays under somehow. 13-1. 13-1. That's the mark this year on Monday Night Football.
How about this for a T-shirt? I got this from Sweet Lou from the 412 this morning. Bet primetime unders, rinse, repeat, and retire.
It's
rinse, repeat, and retire. Cash, money. Like, you don't even have to just I'll be back for the money. You drop the bet in, come into the book. I'll be back. See you shortly.
See you a couple hours. Yeah.
I don't know what can change.
Are the books losing? Like, does this hurt them? Are the books, do they care that this is going on?
No.
It's amazing.
Business.
I talked to a book friend of mine who had 80% of bets on the over.
Oh, that's
on the over. He went, this is why he said, this is why I get to stay in business.
Right. When you have games like that, there's people that will just bet it opposite because it can't keep going on.
Me, I teased it down and I go, okay, right. I'm gonna tease. I had it over 38. I was like, let's pull it down, go over 38. That's what I did. Not even close. Not even in the neighborhood of going over.
I don't know. That's why, listen, anything is good for action, volume, betting, things like this. This is fine. I mean, it's one game, so yes.
35 games.
No, I know, but each week, it's one game. Monday night is one game.
Okay.
And nothing, well, I can't say nothing because there's probably a lot carrying it to it, but it went to Minnesota too. So right. I don't know if they got beat up, but I don't know. I just can't believe how it's something, like Dodgers games over in the summer. We should just bet them over.
Right.
The numbers, they can't make the number high enough, and they won't. Right. Primetime unders, Sunday night, Monday night.
I asked this question of you because I think this is maybe the best representation of the books not giving a flip about the public. Because if they cared about the public, they would be very concerned about the number and they'd be dropping the number down. They're concerned about putting a number so low that they get hit with a limit play on the over, right? Well, they keep putting up these numbers based upon their numbers because if they put up last night, they put up a 40, right?
Yeah.
They're worried that they're going to get hit with every sharp over bet because the number says 44 on the power rankings or whatever number that they're going to pull out. They say, okay, number should be 44 or 43. We put up 40. Go ahead and bet over. Came nowhere near it. but the book's afraid of it, right? They're afraid of getting hit.
I don't know if it, I mean, I don't know if a book's afraid. I mean, it's crazy because nobody wants to go off market. Like
Why don't they? I mean, I would be.
Right. I think there's an advantage to doing it.
There's 22 points scored in that game last night. The total was 44 and 43 and a half. Literally
Somehow
came in half. Of
over 21 and a half. Yeah.
I mean,
right.
like,
At over 21 and a half. I saw 16 and a half at one point in game. I've never seen a total that low since that Super Bowl when a game finished 13-3 between the Patriots and the Rams. It was 16 and a half. And I was glued to it. Like, I'm like, when we talk about it, I'm always looking for the top for the under and always looking for the bottom, the floor for the over.
Right.
And at 16 and a half, I was like, I don't know, for content purposes or what, should I just bet this over? But I'm going to feel like such a jagoff if I bet over 16 and a half and this game finishes, under that number.
Right.
It's a complete mind mess with. It's a mind trick, this whole thing. I don't remember something being so consistently able to be bet in the NFL. I mean, even the Patriots' undefeated season, like people would bet them every week. The results weren't one-sided. Like the Patriots, I talked about it with Teddy this morning on Wager Talk. They didn't cover 5 of the last 6 weeks of that season. And the public kept betting them. And people were taking advantage of it. The public's winning this one. And it ain't even close.
It ain't even close. It's not even. Again, I'm waiting for a bookmaker to just go, you know what? Let's just see how much money we get on the over. Like, let's just see what we potentially might be able to get a hold of and wait and see. Because, look, speaking of things we've never seen before, all right? So we've never seen 32-3 to the under before. This is history, okay? Yeah. Have you ever seen this? This is Iowa, Michigan.
I thought you were I've come to question a lot of things that you send me and say. And you sent me this and I'm like, this cannot be.
This is from DraftKings.
Yeah.
This is Iowa team total first half, Iowa team total second half.
Will they score? Yes or no? Basically, that's what that
Dave, it's even money. It's even money on over 1 point being scored. Even money. You got to lay a little juice in the second half. Minus 115. They think they might get a field goal in the second half.
There you go.
If you bet this on Saturday, like Stuckey tweeted this, and I think it's a great point. It's like, if you bet that, aren't you just like seriously praying that Michigan doesn't fumble inside their own 30-yard line? Like, that's all you're worried about. It's like, does Michigan turn the football over to give Iowa a field goal? Don't you bet it on principle? Don't you just bet first half over a half a point on principle? It's even money.
You'd like the team total under 6.5, though.
I do, but I'm thinking, 3-3 is under 6.5. It's over on both.
Right.
How do you not bet that? Like, you have to bet that.
Well, if they're down 24-0, are they kicking field goals? The second half?
It's Kirk Ferentz. Yes, they're kicking field goals.
Really?
Yes, Kirk Ferentz. Ferentz is just kicking, just not get shut out. Ask Bromocamp, but just get points on the board. Don't get iced. Don't get blanked in the Big Ten title game.
Put that up for the people. Put that up for the people right now. A poll. Right. First half under. Over.
Which is more likely, under. First half or second half? Because you can bet.
Well, I think bet the first half because we know what we're getting in the first half. Like, the second half is determined by what happens in the first half. The first half we can kind of speculate. So, will Iowa score in the first half? Yes or no? You got to lay minus 130 to bet yes, and you get even money if you bet no. At all. I mean, any points. A safety.
It's even money on the yes. It's even money on the yes. You're not laying. That's what's so crazy. Look at this. It's even money on the yes.
Yes.
You're laying juice on the no. It's 130.
What do you think the people are going to vote? We got a nice crowd in here. I think they're going to vote.
Yes.
Wow.
You think they'll vote yes? Just on principle. It's got to be one of your GPPs.
I voted no.
You don't think they score a single point in the first half?
How are they going to score? They got to, if they
fumble. Michigan fumbles
That's
the
the
football.
only way. But like, I don't think it will take a lot and maybe a mishap by Michigan for them to get a drive with like they get the ball on their own 25. They
Yeah.
got to get 4 first downs, run
can't
at
just
least
pop
8 to
once?
10 plays.
They can't pop one?
And get, I don't think so. I don't know. Over's now minus 135, Jimmy Jack said. Matt, it's now minus 135 now.
Oh, so everybody bet it. That's what happened. So everyone bet it.
Good luck with that.
I mean, I got it sent to me this morning at 6:30 Pacific time.
Right.
And someone was like, how is this possible? And I was like, no way. And so I put it on my Twitter account and said, we are talking about this on Bostonian versus the book.
Oh, wow.
And then Stuckey grabbed it, and then Action Network grabbed it, and then everybody else grabbed it, and it went.
There we go.
And so that's where now it makes sense that it's minus 135 but it was even money at one point this morning at about 8:00 Pacific time. That was an even money bet. And just people came pouring in on it. That's just it's an absolute must play. I mean, if you I don't know, even at 1:30.
Did you turn a poll on?
Oh yeah,
it says 0-0. It doesn't show any votes.
It's spinning at the moment. I can't see the chat, so something's going on with the chat.
Okay. Oh, I can see it.
Can you see the chat, or can you see the poll?
I see the chat. I see the poll, but nothing's happening. So you're delayed. You need to refresh. If you refresh, though,
I don't know if I can
might take you out. Yeah, I don't know.
Let me see something if I can refresh this. Okay.
Because it's not active.
There we go. How about now? Is it up now?
It still says 0 votes. And I voted already.
Yeah, I don't think that's on my end, but what I can do is I can just redo it.
Okay.
And just see if
So yes, people.
Oh no, yeah, 33 people voted.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah. 51% no, 48% yes. Somehow
that's a good bet. Like that's something I think was going to draw action. That'll keep you in tune to the game, at least in the first half.
Yeah, it's true. All right. Circa Survivor is now down to 80 entries.
Oh my gosh.
The implied value is $115,000 for those people who are looking at it. Vikings are out. It is 149 entries. Chargers lost. Patriots lost. Vikings lost. That entry number of 149 is now sitting at a whopping 80 people left in Circa Survivor.
I can't believe it. Full disclosure, we have a guy left.
Yep.
Brigade Proxy Service.
Yep.
Okay. So we're living this like sweat. It feels different. I mean, it's a great contest for those of you that don't know. Circa does it. It's $1,000. You can live anywhere and do it. Brigade Proxy Service. You know, me and Matt will meet you. Sign up. We'll put your picks in. You send this to a text line or an email. You get your picks in. So that's one way of sweating it. Even if you're not involved, can you imagine like having Minnesota last night? I sent you the text.
Yeah.
Like, what kind of sickening feeling is it to make it to week 12 and pick Minnesota at home against the Bears, who don't need the game and,
trying to lose,
didn't score a touchdown, and you're out? Like, it's one of those ones where you wake up Tuesday and like Christmas music's playing when you go out, and it's a sunny day and the weather's not bad, and you're like, I don't even want to leave the house. I don't want to talk to anybody. I can't.
Because you were winning 10-9. Like you got the lead and you thought we might actually pull this off. This is crazy. We just need to win. Hold, like, the Braveheart gif. Hold.
Yeah.
Hold.
Yeah.
Nope.
No.
That pass from Justin Fields, laser over the middle for 30 yards.
Under 100 people left.
80 people left.
9,200 started. We'll debate this. Benson's number was 7.5. He said 7.5 people or more finish this thing to the end. Pick a winner every week all the way to the end. I said before the season, I thought it ended before the last week because of the Thanksgiving and Christmas catch. It's its own week.
Yep.
I looked at the games this week. We went through it.
There's two. There's two you can use.
Two definitives.
To be, yeah.
You really like Jacksonville at home on Monday night. That's the game.
I like Jacksonville 1 at home on Monday night for sure. And I like the Steelers at home against the Cardinals.
So I want the Steelers stuff, baby.
Yeah. I like the Steelers at home. West Coast team. If it's freezing in Pittsburgh, even better. Asking the
It's
Cardinals.
cold there. It's snowing today.
So if it
25
stays,
degrees and wintry mix and all that other stuff.
if that weather sticks, if we're dealing with, if Mother Nature is Jack Frost is showing up in Pittsburgh and staying.
Terrible towel. We're going with terrible towel.
You got problems. Arizona's got problems and just need a W. I mean, it's crazy.
People are going to bet against the Steelers, Perrault. That team really stinks.
Go ahead, but money line. We're talking money line.
I know. But they're going to take the 5.5. Like
go ahead.
They
That's
can't get enough of it.
Yeah, that's
they
great.
Keep coming for the Steelers every
Cardinals
single week.
Just win the game. I don't need to. Spread doesn't matter for this. This is just pick it to win. It's funny. I was talking with somebody last night, and I'll ask you this question about the Steelers. I think, and I still think, that the bet that I grabbed at 30-1 for the Steelers to win the AFC is not crazy, but could you add on to the Steelers being the 1 seed?
Are you nuts?
This is okay. This is
what were you drinking when you were thinking this?
Hold on. Aaron Hawksworth and I were going
back and forth.
Hold on. Listen. So BetQ,
I got to get the glasses on for this shit.
Listen. Aaron Hawksworth and I were going back and forth last night on Instagram. We're DMing each other back and forth, and she brought this up, and I said, "Hey, the other way you could do it is I bet the Steelers to get to the AFC Championship game, then you just fade them. If they get there, you fade it." She's like, "Yeah, I'm betting them to win to be the 1 seed." She's not crazy, okay? Look at their schedule. They're going to win the next 3 games. Okay? They're 7-3. They're going to be 7-4. They're going to be 10-4.
Okay.
How many games do you need to win to be the 1 seed?
12 or 13.
They're going to be sitting at 11. All they got to do is win out, which is not crazy. It's not crazy. They could go or win or lose 1 game. The Bengals, you have 3 winnable games, then the Bengals. You play the Cardinals, Patriots, then you play the Colts, then you play the Bengals. Those are winnable games. It's like 50-1 right now for the 1 seed for the Steelers.
Aaron's so nice. Hopefully
it's not a crazy bet. I told her, I don't think it's a crazy bet at all.
This is
I don't
really interesting.
think that's a crazy bet.
I have to check both of you. We're going to have to both go for a drug test, you and her.
Why? I think that making the AFC Championship game is still very, very
time
possible.
was it when these DMs were going back and forth?
It was during the football game. It was like 8:30.
Oh, she hadn't gone to bed yet.
She was watching the game. She was watching the Monday night game.
I'm going to have to check.
I don't think she's crazy at all. I told her that.
We're going to have her on. I want to talk to her about this.
I don't think it's a crazy bet at all. I don't think that's nuts. I don't think it's crazy. I don't think my bet's crazy. I don't think her bet's crazy. It could happen. I told you this 2 weeks ago, and you're like, shut up. I was like, I'm telling you, the Steelers have a path here because they're playing almost a last place schedule, and every big problem in their way has been cleared out. The Ravens might not need the game.
I know.
So
our guy Kevin, our resident Ravens guy down at the Circa, he bought his tickets. He's going to the game.
Nice.
The last game.
Nice.
The season. And he's like, I can't believe I'm going and I might be seeing backups. Ravens may have the spot. Well, if the Ravens have the spot, then the Steelers can't get the 1 seed.
But the Steelers might have the spot. The Steelers might have it. It might be done.
Oh, my God.
It's not crazy to look at it and go, who the Steelers are playing. They've got 4 extremely winnable football games in front of them right now.
Pisano just came in and said the Dolphins-Ravens Week 17 winner will be the 1 seed.
Maybe.
Dave Daily Pigs came in and said Pittsburgh's not beating the Colts.
Oh, please.
Our Indianapolis people are going to get mad.
Please.
They're going to get fired up.
Gardner Minshew. Yeah.
Minshew mania.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Turnover mania. That's what it is.
Man, oh man. Everybody's just counting out the Chiefs. JC from KC is going to get upset. The Chiefs.
Chiefs aren't good.
Keep saying
aren't good. Just they're not coming.
Why do you whisper it? Say it with your chest.
Chiefs suck.
Whoa.
No, they don't suck. They're just not good. They're not that good. Okay. They're just the whole entire AFC is wide open in a way that we haven't seen before in like the last 5 years. It is wide open. I told you this 2 months ago. I told you this. I said, I think somebody out of that's why I said Jacksonville has a really good shot of coming here, because somebody that no one's expecting out of the AFC is coming to Vegas because of how wide open this thing is. It's crazy. We're
not just saying that because Emerson's a friend of the show and he's the only Jacksonville fan.
Do this, okay? Do me a favor. Do this.
It's possible.
Look at
they can get the 1 seed.
Look at the Jacksonville Jaguars skill players versus the Chiefs and tell me who you take. Who would you prefer? It's not even close. Jacksonville is so much more talented. There are so many more better players on the Jaguars offense than there is on the Chiefs offense. It's insane. It's unlike what we have come to expect from Kansas City. Now they have an unbelievable Hall of Fame, one of the best offensive minds ever to do it in Andy Reid. So he can make up for a lot of the lack of talent that they've got on the offense. But my goodness gracious, Ingram and ETN and Zay, and they've got dogs on that offense.
Put up a poll right now.
Okay.
AFC. Is it KC, Baltimore, or Miami on one line, or anyone else on the other? You can have KC.
Who wins the AFC, or who's the number one? Who's the 1 seed?
Who wins the AFC?
Okay. First line is
just put KC or Baltimore. We'll leave the Florida teams as the others. So is it KC or Baltimore or anyone else? What do you think people are going to say?
Anyone else?
I think they're going to say KC or Baltimore.
And that's fair because I think the Ravens coming here I have an 11-1 ticket on it. So, I mean, yes, I have bet that the Ravens will come here. But I think it's going to be somebody else. I do. I'm going to start to sprinkle. I'm going to start to build the portfolio a bit and start to grab a hold of different other teams.
The Steelers, the number 1 seed.
That's hard. Okay, the 1 seed.
What the hell?
But here's what I said to Aaron. I said, look, the 1 seed's a little more difficult because of other teams, other factors. Okay. The Steelers making it to the AFC Championship game is not nuts. Okay. They have a good shot of hosting a playoff game in Wild Card Weekend. Right? They win that. That means they got to win 1 game on the road. They can go on the road and win 1 game. They're in the AFC title game and you just hedge against it and you're good. You guarantee profit. And the number is 30-1, 35-1, 40-1. You can see the path for the Steelers, given the defense and given their offensive ability to run the ball in shit weather. I told you this a month ago.
Well, if they can run a ball like they did Sunday, everything changes.
The Steelers are playing playoff football right now. It doesn't look good in November, in October to play playoff football right now. But when it gets to January,
it's great if you have the under.
Right. But if you're in January and you're in the playoffs, they've already played this way. They can win a 12-10 football game. Can the Chiefs? I don't know. I'm not so sure.
Over 10.5 wins is plus 140 right now on DraftKings. Thank you, Whitrock.
I'm on 8.5. I'm on 9. I bet it twice.
Right.
Yes. Yes. Steelers win 11 games. Yes. It's very possible they can win 11 games. They're going to win 10 minimum. They might win 11. They might win 12. 12-5 is very much on the table for the Steelers.
Crazy before the season on the Bettis show. They said give us a couple season-long props. San Francisco to win the division.
Bet it.
The Steelers season wins over. One of the ones I gave them. So that's good. That's exciting.
Both will hit. 8.5 or 9, either or. I mean, you bet early in the summer it was 8.5. It closed at 9. Both will hit for the Steelers. With a crap offense and a bad quarterback, I get all of that. And Matt Canada getting fired and all the other stuff. It's going to be hard to win in Pittsburgh in December. It's going to be really hard in January to win in Pittsburgh.
May be hard to win this week at home against Arizona.
I disagree with that
I'm
entirely.
worried about every game they play. They don't make it comfortable at all.
It's not going to be comfortable, but that's fine. Be comfortable being uncomfortable.
We talked about that.
Okay? Be comfortable being uncomfortable, because that's what it's going to be like. But you're coming out, you're the Vikings of 2023. All right? Everyone's going to bet against you in the playoffs, and I understand why. But at 35-1, at 30-1, why not take them to win the AFC? The path is there.
Who wins the AFC? Early poll results, 66% so far on KC and Baltimore.
Of course.
And anyone else is only 35%.
And that's why I think there's a good
34.
shot it's going to be anyone else.
Chiefs would be over a touchdown favorite in Pittsburgh. Contours probably.
In Pittsburgh or Pittsburgh against KC?
No, KC in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, over on the road. No, they won't. That's insane. No, they will not. Not even close. They'd be 3.5.
Man.
No way. KC's offense is not good. You're going into Pittsburgh in January? Tell me they're a touchdown favorite? Get out of here. No.
They were just 8.5 in the Raiders.
Indoors.
Right.
Totally.
You know KC plays outdoors too. Like
yeah,
KC can play in the weather.
They can play in the weather, but they haven't played it. Patrick Mahomes has never played a road playoff game in his life.
Right.
Never. Going to Pittsburgh? His first road playoff game would be in Pittsburgh? Get out of here.
Winning the division. They don't have to go anywhere.
Well, no. I mean, they got to win the division and they got to be the 1 seed to not go anywhere.
Yeah. I think the Chiefs are going to finish with a better record than the Steelers.
I think the Ravens are finishing with a better record than all of them.
Oh, okay. Well, then you and Aaron are not betting the Steelers to win the number 1 seed.
I didn't
bet
that. That's her bet. I didn't bet that. I don't mind. I like the bet. I don't mind it. At 50-1, I don't mind it. It's a Hail Mary type of bet. I don't mind it at all at 50-1. I think that the better bet is the AFC Championship game appearance for Pittsburgh. Bet them to win the AFC Championship, and then if they get there, you just fade against them. Bet against them, which I would do.
Okay.
Again, they would have one home playoff game and then have to go on the road. Now, where do they go? It's completely convoluted. If Pittsburgh went to Arrowhead, that would be really difficult. But if Pittsburgh went to Jacksonville.
Just said Jacksonville has more talent than Kansas City.
They do. But I'm just saying that you could beat the Jacksonville. You can beat the Jaguars. You can make that defense you have can make mistakes in life. Hell for that offense.
Got to get turnovers.
And Trevor Lawrence, of course. But they turn the ball over. They fumble. Trevor Lawrence, those picks. You can win in Jacksonville. Absolutely. So that's, I'm very curious to see how the path, we don't know what the path would be. That's why it's such a long shot right now for Pittsburgh.
Right.
But I don't mind it. No bet, no 35-1, 30-1. I mean, I bet it at 30-1. It's not a bad bet.
Start shopping those exactas.
Not even exactas, just AFCs. I mean, the exactas you want to shop exactas right now. Good luck.
Right.
I mean, good luck. You're gonna have to buy everyone. You're gonna have to buy everyone. Like, you need the bracket.
The AFC's a mess.
You got to buy everyone. Like, buy
the AFC is like you just said. I don't even know.
You got to buy the Broncos. I mean, you got to buy the Broncos. Like, literally, like you got to buy everybody. If you're buying exactas right now, the amount of money you're going to invest in this is insane. It's not going to be easy at all to do it.
Hey,
I'm just saying, I'm riding with your team. I think that you're too close to it, so you're emotional over it. You want it badly because Penn State got your hopes up and then they dashed them. So now you're back in Pittsburgh.
Penn State wasn't going to go to the playoff. I'm hoping they go to a good bowl game. I'm trying to pitch
They should 10-2
house on.
They should be in a New Year's Six bowl game.
If it's a Western bowl game, Western U.S., we're going.
Sure. I mean, there's a good shot they end up going to.
Fiesta Bowl would be awesome. I know.
Is the Fiesta Bowl part of the playoff?
No. Rose Sugar for the playoff, and then I believe it's Orange? No. Where's the final? Oh, the final's in Houston.
Right, Houston. Right. Yeah. NRG for that. So I want to give a little love out to our guy here, Joseph C. Myers. Who has been doing great work here, putting up the different results for the San Jose Sharks. They won last night. We talked about it yesterday on the show.
At home.
You like plus 1.5.
Yes.
On the road, this team is garbage. At home, this team is now pretty good. 2-1 on Monday night, 6-6 so far through this challenge. I'm bringing this up, one, to say thank you to Josie Myers, but two, to remind everyone that we are about to enter into the best fade opportunity for the San Jose Sharks of the year. Their schedule is going to be brutal.
So hold on. So you got to say the schedule, because talk about so many things, and we're talking a little bit, and you're like, right before the show, have you seen San Jose's schedule for the next 8 days? I'm like, no. He said, all right, we'll do it on the show. So we're going to do it right now.
Yep.
Settle back, relax. For those of you watching the show, if you haven't already hit the like button, please do. If you haven't already hit the subscribe button, either here or wherever you get podcasts and get the audio version, please do that. Get a pen, get some notes, pad, paper, something. Write this shit down. The Sharks' next 8 games, Perrault, are what?
So here are the next 6 games they play between Thursday, November 30th, and Sunday, December the 10th.
Gotcha.
Tell me, how many games are they going to win on the puck line, meaning they're not going to lose it by more than 1 goal? Okay. Ready?
Ready.
At Boston.
Okay, that's not good.
At
Boston, the way Boston's playing too, Boston's going to house somebody.
Yep. At New Jersey, the Devils.
They can't score enough to keep up with them. Okay.
At the Rangers.
Hey, no.
At the Islanders.
Maybe.
Maybe.
That's our first maybe.
At the Red Wings.
Probably not.
At Vegas.
Vegas is struggling right now. That might be a 1-goaler.
Maybe.
I don't think so, though.
They come home for 1 game against Winnipeg.
Okay. Home. They've been good at home.
Yep.
Right.
Maybe lose by 1.
Right.
At Arizona.
Arizona's better than people think, man.
I agree.
Oh.
And they end the road trip from hell at Colorado.
Why did they let him come home and get clean underwear?
Just
what kind
a
of trip is that?
1 day. Go back on the road.
That's, man, oh, man. Schedulers are tough on the West Coast teams. The West Coast travel. Patrick Kane's talking about getting traded or something or going to play somewhere. He said, I'm not going to a Western Conference team.
No, he signed with the Red Wings today.
Today he did?
Yeah.
He rolled out the Western Conference.
Yeah.
Is what I was told.
Right. He did. Yep.
Somebody at NHL told me. I was like,
yeah.
wow.
Patrick Kane signs with the Red Wings. Yep. Today. 9-time All-Star Patrick Kane signs
it's like
with the Red
me
Wings.
and you. We're going to have to get, I mean, if somebody wants us to come back east, that's going to take I don't know. I'm a West Coast guy now through and through. I don't want to do it.
1 year, $2.75 million with the Red Wings.
Huh.
But
all right.
So there's your schedule for the San Jose Sharks between now and the middle of December that I've been waiting for this. This is the schedule this is the part of the schedule I have had circled for the Sharks going, okay, let's go. They're 5-15-2 on the season.
By the way, we just got a check in from our guy Jeremy. 2 Wong, 1 Wang.
Nice. What's up?
Watching the show. Hello, sir.
Hell yeah.
You keep doing what you're doing. Don't listen to any of the shit we're saying. And you just keep doing exactly what you're doing. You want to talk about living vicariously through people? This is our guy in the Westgate contest. If you're not following him,
he's
probably
killing it.
should. I don't want to put no Maloik on him.
Don't just
keep doing what you're doing, Jeremy.
Yeah. So again,
don't worry about no hockey. We're talking about other stuff. Let's keep doing what
at Boston, at New Jersey, at the Rangers, at the Islanders, at the Red Wings, at the Vegas Golden Knights, home for Winnipeg, at the Coyotes, at Colorado. Next 18 days, they play 8 games. They play 7 of them
every time zone.
They play 9 games, 8 of them on the road. 8 of 9 on the road against the best teams in hockey.
It's every time zone.
It's every time zone.
They hit every time zone.
Yep.
That's a lot of trip. That's a lot of travel. That's a lot of planes. Oh boy.
So looking for a team to fade. Sharks on the puck line. That fade begins now.
Blackwood is playing lights out. That goalie, Blackwood, I watched that game last night with the Capitals. He's
At
really
home.
playing. They get outshot every game. It's not, you want to talk about being comfortable, being not comfortable?
Yep.
Bet the Sharks plus a goal and a half when they're at home and just sit and watch the game.
Yeah.
It's not comfortable. It gets you to the window, but going against them might be more comfortable, more fun on the road.
Oh,
Thank you, Joe C.
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
doing
Thank
the
you, Joe
job
C.
you're doing.
So Blackwood's 3-9-2 on the year with a 3.60 goals against average. Mackenzie Blackwood at home is 3-3 with a 3.32 goals against average. On the road, he's 0-6 with a goals against average of 4.
What a frozen
Who's
face
playing?
you have right there. Oh, my God. Snap your fingers. Why is
They're
it
back.
always like it just catches you the wrong way? Mikey Awesome's not here. I don't see him. I see Addison wrenching the.
Really wonder because
Mixing
you
show.
freeze you freeze more now than ever before, but I never know if it's just my end or actually on the broadcast that you freeze.
I think it's whatever that wheel is you have working with those DMs. You're DMing people about Steelers winning the AFC. I don't know what the hell you're doing. Don't worry about you.
Worried about me? Why? Nothing to worry about there.
All right.
Let's see the end. That poll that we just conducted, by the way.
Wow. 70%.
Yeah,
70% on Kansas City and Baltimore. People don't believe what they're seeing.
it's okay. I get it. It's not nuts. I mean, it's but I would say be careful fading. I would be careful fading the Dolphins and saying that they're not going to be a player in this because I think they're going to have a lot to say about what happens. So
They keep winning, they are.
yeah, they
Right?
they are. Bruins have lost 4 of 5. They got crushed at Columbus last night. Is there a reason to be concerned here? What's going on with the Bruins?
Oh, relax. You asked me that last night. Like, calm down. These things happen. It's fine.
Didn't happen last year.
Didn't happen last year, which was even more ridiculous. Yeah, this is. I think this is more normal. Like last year was such an anomaly.
Yeah.
The most games they lost last year in a row was 3, right? They only did it once or twice.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think they did it in regulation. I don't think they lost 3 in a row in regulation the whole year.
Yeah.
So it was like overtime losses, like what Vegas had last night when they lost in overtime to Calgary. They got a tough 1-2 here. They go Calgary overtime L last night, and they turn around at Edmonton as dogs tonight.
Yeah, the Western Canada swing is tough.
That's going to be tough.
They're not scoring goals.
Mm-hmm.
You watch that game against Calgary. They got a lot of shots.
Right.
I don't feel like they were. What's that app call it? Danger area or danger or what?
Flash score.
Yeah, what's it called? High traffic.
High danger.
High danger.
A high danger opportunity.
Okay, yeah, I don't know if it was a lot of those.
Right.
Edmonton's on a trajectory up.
They're playing well.
This is not. I don't want to
This is
be
bad.
a team being unable to score on the back end of a back-to-back going into Edmonton tonight.
Yeah,
I don't.
I like Edmonton tonight to win this game, and I think Vegas might be in trouble tonight, given what they're walking into. It's a team is really playing well. Fun game involving your team, Nashville and the Penguins.
Yeah,
it's a pick tonight.
Yeah.
First period over. Number 1 team in hockey, or number 2 team in hockey. Edmonton's number 1.
Nashville is
number 2, right behind
in
Edmonton.
the first period over.
Yeah, you guys are not. You guys are towards the bottom.
Bottom, right? I like the game under first glance.
Mm-hmm.
What's Otto say? Does Otto have anything?
I don't know if he bet this or not. I haven't seen what he's playing.
He just came in the chat. Chris Otto, Vegas Golden Knights goals below expected is one of the highest in the league right now.
Wow.
Very true. They cannot score goals at all.
Huh.
Otto, what do you say for this game? Yes and BTTS.
Both teams to score. First
period?
Both teams to score first period. It's got to be a good plus considering Pittsburgh's not
Right.
scoring.
Right.
So, but I mean, that's for most of the year, Nashville was the number 1 team to a first period over. They've been passed by Edmonton after this current hot stretch with Edmonton. That's why I can't bet. Vegas is automatic first period under. Automatic. You have the number one team in the last place team in terms of first period overs playing tonight. So it's like which the two powers going against each other. When that happens, I tend to lean towards the under.
Yeah.
So there would be an under, but Edmonton can score 2 goals themselves and be up 2-0.
Without a doubt.
So that's why I didn't bet it. I was like, I can't.
Ross Randall came in and said about your Bruins, this team is not last year's team. It's young, green, defensively weak, and a lack of toughness. And both goalies look tired as hell. That sounds like a pretty good assessment.
I mean, the enforcer thing is what you're hearing a lot with the Bruins right now, that they don't have an enforcer. I don't necessarily.
You got to have a policeman.
Yeah.
You can't take liberties against guys. Like this is only a matter of time. Then if that's the case,
if that's the case,
Marchand's going to do something he's not supposed to do.
Fine, but those are guys. I mean, those are very easily found guys. if that's what you need, if the Bruins are lacking that at the deadline, they'll go find a bruiser.
Bro, I think ESPN just put up the AI mascot for the Jacksonville Jaguars on the screen during
Did they really?
SportsCenter.
There's no
I'm
way.
not positive.
There's no way.
I'm
There's no
telling
way.
you. Yeah, I'm not 100% positive, but I think they just put up the AI things that we did. Remember that? When we put
That
up
was done by an offshore sports book.
It looked like, I don't know. I forget, what was the Jacksonville one? Do you remember what the Jacksonville AI thing was?
I have them all. Hold on. I can pull them fast.
The Jaguar. I think that was a good one.
Was the Jaguar a good one?
I'm pretty sure I like the Jaguar.
Hold on, I gotta find where's
AI, big stories on Sports Illustrated and AI, different things going on with that. People actually
there it is. Oh no, yeah. Wow. I did we did like that one.
Yeah. You got the AI for the Jags was cool. Because Emerson liked it. When a fan of the team likes it, then I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, hold on. We'll pull it up here. I just gotta load it.
All right.
It
was a cute and cuddly Jaguar. JC from Casey's.
Was it cute and cuddly?
I don't know. No, because that was the Packer guy. You love that Packer guy.
Oh, the Packer guy. Yeah, the Packer guy. I have a bunch of them. I just deleted a bunch of them. Like the Packer guy is super.
Yeah.
Like he's super cute. Like that's just a little.
Yeah.
I don't know what that guy is. He looks like is he a mouse?
I think so. No, chipmunk.
He's a chipmunk.
Maybe. Alvin.
I just don't understand how that's a Packer. Like if that thing's in your cheese packing plants, that's a problem, is it not? Like you don't want that thing in your cheese packing plant. It's like that's very unsanitary stuff. That's the Jaguar. That's the Jaguar.
Look at that guy.
Did they put that up? That what they put up?
They put up something. I don't know what I don't know if it was that or not.
I still am preference to this guy. I still like this guy. He looks like he smelled something really bad. Like I just think that's funny.
Yeah.
I like that guy. Your Steeler guy is still pretty weird looking. Bob the Builder.
You just said Bob the Builder, maybe the number one seed in the AFC. Look at that. How about that? I'm going to have to get me one of them vests next.
Yeah. And then the Viking guy is always.
For the Hawk. Whoa. That's a better beard than Gump.
That's an amazing beard, right?
What the hell is that?
Braids and everything else that goes into
it.
Yeah. I still don't like the Chief guy. I still don't like this dude.
That's one of the worst ones of the bunch.
Really, this one just makes me laugh. Like I just laugh at this one because the Jets are a clown show anyway. So this is great.
That's a Jet.
Yeah. Underdog. Underdog. The clown show Jets. Perfect.
Shame. I like dogs like that too, but
then finally, the brown guy is just a weirdo. That's just a.
Oh. Do they make the playoffs?
Why is he green? I don't understand why he's green. He looked Jabba the Hutt. Still, we still like that guy. That guy's still fun. I still like that guy. Okay, so the cartoon portion of the program. Okay, one more. Do we buy the dead cat bounce for Minnesota because the books do? The books do. It's too expensive. 160
there ain't no way in hell.
They stink. What is that number?
That one's for the people. You can enjoy that one.
That's just like, here, suck on that. You want to bet the dead cat bounce? Here you go. Wild minus 160.
Minus 160 on the Minnesota Wild. Let's say that out loud. For those of you on 1.5, I don't want to go too fast. Minnesota Wild minus 160.
Don't understand.
Nothing about that sounds right.
Nope.
Fast.
And I want to bet
slow,
it, but it's like,
whatever.
What are we doing? Like, huh? No, too expensive. They want you to stay off of that. But you should bet it. But I don't know.
I mean, St. Louis is no bargain.
They're not very good.
I think Bennington gives you a shot.
He does.
And that's an uncomfortable. A coin flip.
It's a lot of juice.
I feel like, and you're laying 160. Pass.
Right. Pass.
That's a do-re-mi pass.
That's tough.
Bye-bye.
LeBron suffered the most lopsided loss in his history last night in Philadelphia.
Oh, really?
138-94. 44-point loss.
138-94.
Yes.
That's 6-38. 44-point loss.
That's what I said.
Sounded like you said 46.
I said a 44-point loss.
Wow. That's a lot.
It's a lot.
That's a shame. I heard it was the worst loss of his career.
They all called it that. Like
point-wise. They never lost a game by 44 points.
Yeah, it was the most lopsided loss in his career. Yes. LeBron had never lost a game in the NBA by that many points. Philly destroyed them in every way.
Man, is this a bigger indictment on are the Sixers good or the Lakers bad or both?
I think it's both.
Both.
Yes. Yeah, it's going to be hard to play in Philly. When you go in there, you better be ready to go. It's going to be a hard place to play.
Got a coach. Got a guard in Maxey.
Who's taking over.
The Sixers are going to be
relevant.
They're going to disappoint come the spring.
Relevant. They'll be relevant. I'll call them that.
Yeah, they're going to be. They're going to do what they always do. Just
agreed.
Know it, like just to get excited about the basketball and thinking.
Be careful.
It,
yeah,
fun.
I'll be careful.
Yeah, just don't. I mean, they're going to do it again.
So the in-season tournament returns. Did you peruse that article I sent you at all about the scenarios tonight as to who advances?
I got a headache.
This is a big problem.
I started and I was like, oh, I'm just going to let him explain this on the show. I'll get the glasses on. Listen, I can't. I was like, oh, no, too much.
I'll just read. I'm going to read one scenario to you. Okay. Charlotte plays the Knicks tonight. Okay. This is for
plays the Knicks and
in East
now
in East
it's
B.
11.5.
Okay. Here's East B. Okay. Listen to this scenario. Charlotte will advance. They'll clinch the wild card, which is one of the wild cards available, to get into the next round, to the knockout round. They win tonight. Cleveland loses. Miami loses. Boston loses. Brooklyn loses. And Charlotte finishes in second place in the group to win the tiebreaker over any other second place team from any other group. That's just one situation. There are multiple. New York will clinch Group B if the following occurs. They win tonight, Milwaukee loses, and they win the tiebreaker over Milwaukee and Miami, which is not guaranteed. They get a wild card. It's even more complicated for New York. For a wild card, they win tonight, Miami loses, Cleveland loses, Boston loses, and Brooklyn loses.
Yeah, Boss is not losing, so cross that scenario.
They're enough. I'm just saying, like, this is too tough for the average person to look at and figure out. They don't care enough about this thing. They aren't invested enough about this thing to want to learn all these different tiebreaker situations. It is really difficult to figure out. It's too much. It's going to fail unless they streamline this thing. It's going to fail because people are not going to take the time. I couldn't get over this. I was looking over going like, this is so difficult to figure out because I'm trying to read like, how does Boston clinch Group C? Like they need to have the Boston basically needs to win tonight by 23 points or more.
Okay.
Like margin of victory is one of the tiebreakers.
Good thing or bad thing?
Bad thing. It's not soccer. What are we doing?
You know how you improve it, because margin of victory has been done at some of the tournaments and stuff that I've coached in.
Okay.
And I remember talking to a tournament director, and I said, you know what should be the forget about runs scored like at a softball tournament. Let's make the tiebreaker runs given up. Let's encourage defense.
Fair.
Because now we're not affecting the game and we're not hurting anybody's feelings. We're playing to win and shut you out every game. Because if we give up less runs than you do and our record's tied, we're going to get the higher seed.
Right.
So they should encourage that. Forget about margin of victory so we can embarrass people and run it up and we're trying to score. Boston's got to win by 23 tonight.
As 13-point favorites without Porzingis.
Right. So I feel does it feel gimmicky to you?
Yes. Right now, I like the idea of it. I do. I think it's interesting. I'm all about trying stuff and making it more innovative and unique. But this tiebreaker situation is way too complicated. Like they didn't, it was hard enough to explain what it is anyway. And then the courts and the court malfunctions and the uniforms and all that was a little bit wonky. But now the tiebreaker situation as to who is going to advance to the knockout round, like we just have a bracket. Like just play a bracket. I win, I advance, like period. But they're so worried that these games tonight, they will have already determined the actual in-game, the next knockout round. So they're so concerned that they would have meaningless games. They have to create all of these weird and stupid scenarios to say, well, you're not technically out of it because if you win by 100, you win the tiebreak. Like, no, it's too much. Like I'm not interested in something this gimmicky. It's a great word. It's gimmicky.
Yeah, it's.
And the players don't care either.
I was just going to ask you that. So
no,
do
players
the
don't care.
Like there's players that are playing that don't know the scenarios.
Yeah, they don't care. They're like, whatever. Like, oh, are we playing? Okay. Like they made the announcement today that TNT and ESPN are going to blend their coverage, their broadcast teams.
Today?
They announced it for the semifinal and the final here in Vegas.
Oh.
So like Stephen A. Smith is going to call a game with Charles Barkley.
Wow.
So, yeah. They're trying everything.
Everybody's trying to get eyeballs on.
They're trying everything. They're just trying. This is like, Avengers versus DC comic type stuff. Like this is just, DCU versus MCU type stuff.
Does it affect the handicap?
No. What? No.
Does it affect people betting?
Not until the players tell me that they care. Because Boston should win this game. If they cared, Boston would win this game by 30 because they could if they want to.
I don't know. It's uncomfortable in that regard because everybody's in bed with the gambling company. Like we're going to see promos for all the books during the games.
Yes.
And they've created an in-season tournament with different stipulations and things like this to advance and to win and margin of victory and all this stuff. Should you bet like Boston by 20 or more points is a bet tonight?
If you believe it. If you believe that they're going to care to advance. I'm not sure they care.
A tournament to create this narrative and this and that. And then you take your partners with a book that takes the bets on it and you're getting it on the back end there too. A little too close for comfort for me.
Just saying they don't care.
Oh, that's obviously
they don't care. They don't care. And players don't care either. That's the problem. Milwaukee's laying 2.5 on the road against Miami. Milwaukee can't cover against
Milwaukee's
anybody.
laying 4 now, sir.
Oh, wow. Who's out for Miami?
Isn't that sad that the first thing you ask when you hear a line move in the NBA is who's out?
Of course. That's why the line moves.
Every day.
The line moves because a guy's being out.
I don't know. Jimmy Buckets is playing.
So that's big. I don't know.
I would assume.
I like Miami at 2.5. I like them at 4 even better.
Right? Yeah. Well, wait. You can play it in game. You'll probably get 8 at some point.
Yeah, getting more. We mentioned Chicago and Boston. No Porzingis. He's out for a week for Boston. 13.5. Boston laying 13.5 against anybody right now? Really?
Is this guy going to be able to play a lot of games?
I don't need him to play anything in the regular season. Sit down.
Oh,
Right. I don't need him. Sit down.
You got to play a little. You can't just show up and play.
He played enough.
In a rotation.
He played 20 games already. I'm good. Like it's good. Sit down, Chris. We'll see you in the summer. Get ready. I don't need him at all. I'm totally cool with not seeing him. We know what the offense is.
Why you gotta be Jaylen Brown and
because they'll play and they'll be good because they're making a lot more money than he is. So you got to play. But I'm good with
Butler's out, by the way.
Oh, there's the line move.
Eron Sean. Thanks, boys.
There's the line move. There's the line move.
Butler's out.
OKC's at Minnesota. This number is interesting.
Good number.
Right? It's a good game.
It's a good game. And that number's good.
It's a good game.
I don't have a side either way. I don't think it's enough if you're getting OKC, but I don't know if I want to lay it with Minnesota. That's how I know the number's right.
Right.
If it was higher than 4, look to take OKC. If it was 2 or less, lay it with Minnesota. I don't know. Over to 228.
Yeah, maybe. I don't mind that. Yeah, I
wow.
don't mind.
Percy Roscoe just came in our chat and said the Bulls are definitely covering tonight against the Celtics. Put that up right now. Quick poll.
I don't hate that.
Blast it out.
I mean,
Celtics minus 13.5. Bulls plus 13.5. Who you got? That's a big number.
It's a huge number.
NBA.
But the Bulls suck.
The Bulls are caca.
They want to lose and they want to trade everybody. I mean, Zach LaVine is like, LeBron's
campaigning to get anywhere but Chicago.
LeBron wants LaVine,
Which way are you voting?
Me? Boston.
Such a square. I think I'd rather lay it than take
I'd lay it. Yeah, I don't want to take it. I'd lay it. I don't want to take it. Just given the way Chicago's playing, like they're just again, if Boston wants to advance, I'm only they know they care enough about this, but
trip to Vegas, baby.
Yeah, for Boston, I don't know if it matters too much about for them, but this number's down from 5 to 3.5. Yes, the thumb is okay for Luka, but Houston's a machine.
Competitive, right?
10-3-1 ATS
on a regular basis. There you go.
They whipped Denver at home. Now, Denver's a little bit not Denver, but Ime's got these guys playing.
Right?
It's impressive.
Sneaky good game.
Battle for Texas, great game.
Yeah, sneaky good game.
Good game.
In that really later time slot.
Yeah, really fun game. And then
I can't wait for the night game.
And then the night game is Golden State at Sacramento.
This is the game.
Game of the day.
This is going to be fun.
Yeah.
236. Over to?
Probably.
No. Move came under. Opened up 238.5. I like over. I like sack down. I think they We'll find out.
Like the beam.
Yeah. I'm leaning Sacramento. You?
Yes, I agree. I'm leaning Sacramento too. So one college football story. We'll do all the games tomorrow on Wednesday like we do for our first big look at all the college football. There's 10 of them, championship games, 10 games to talk about. But the transfer portal opened up today.
Holy crap.
Get ready for this. Welcome to free agency in college football. So Cam Ward, who is the quarterback for Washington State, has entered the portal. He has already received 10 $1 million offers to transfer. Washington State finished number 4 in total passing yards in all of college football. Miami, Ohio State, Texas A&M, Washington, Auburn, and more have offered $1 million or more for Cam Ward to become their quarterback next year. Any problem with this?
Is that still amateur? Like this is the college athlete still amateur? Is this?
They never were
not amateur anything. These are guys.
They never were, but
I know, but they were hiding under that for a long time.
That's dead. That's gone. Forget it. Goodbye. See you later. $1 million. So if you start at $1 million and there's 10 teams interested, well, supply and demand would tell you that, okay, 1 million, I'll give you 1.2, I'll give you 1.5, I'll give you 1.8, I'll give you 2, I'll give you 3. It's a bidding war for schools that have more money than they know what to do with.
But they can't cry about the money then when they come to leave and they split and they this and they that. Like, it's not from the school, right?
It's from the NIL.
Businesses. I know,
Yeah,
but like these are businesses that are giving it to the
but
kids.
like Iowa, but like it's a pool of money that's been put together. Like Iowa's is called the Swarm. That's what they've got. It's this, entity that they've got that raises money from boosters and businesses that will then pay. I mean, it's, hey, kid, come here and hold your phone up and say, I shop at X, Y, and Z Mobile when I'm in College Station.
Yeah.
It's from businesses, but it's cash payment.
It's getting out of control, is it not?
I was stunned at this. I was like, wait, what? $1 million, 10, not one school, not 10 came up and offered this. Kids need agents. They need representation.
That's what I was going to say. Like, who's talking to these people on the kids' behalf? That's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. Where it goes,
money.
Yeah. Where is it going? Who's paying what, when, how? It's, yeah. I mean, it's not good for college football because of the unregulated nature of this.
Our boy E's in the chat. What's up, E? He just came in and said, I would love to be 25 plus slinging the rock against 18 and 19-year-olds and getting paid millies. Sign me up. Wow.
He's right. This is why I made this point, and I no one's really pushed back on it, but we talk about the lack of quarterback play in the NFL.
Yeah.
This is an unintended consequence. Cam Ward would leave. He would come out. He would go to the draft. He probably would be a second-round pick or a third-round pick. Get paid $500,000, develop, and then maybe turn into something in 2 or 3 years down the road. He's like, I'm staying in school. I'm going to get paid over $1 million to have no pressure. I'm going to be the big man on campus. I'm going to potentially go.
Pressure then. I would disagree. He has all the pressure.
No.
You get the money.
No. He's going to go to a program where he's going to be playing with the best players. If he goes to
to Auburn, he's not going to have pressure?
No, not the same as an NFL type pressure. No, not from the media. He's a savior. Comes in. He's, as he said, he's a 25-year-old guy playing against kids. He's been there forever. Cam Rising is going to be in college for 7 years. Cam Rising's going back to Utah for his 7th year.
What a gig.
7 years at Utah at one school. I mean, he's a resident of the state now. Like, he's got residency in Utah. He's been there so long.
When we were in college, if you went to school for 5, you were looked at like, what is wrong with you? How are you not out of here in 4?
100%.
We had a kid at the fraternity house who was a 7-year senior. He went to 7 years.
Yeah, but you looked at it like as like a jagoff. You look at it like, something's wrong with you.
Right?
Like you're an idiot. You can't graduate college. You can't.
No, that guy. Meanwhile, that guy was a genius. He stayed at school, drank,
partied,
partied, did all the stuff, had all the ladies.
Right.
He kept telling his parents, "I switched my major.
Right.
I'm staying. I ain't never leaving."
Stay, but like that's. Because Cam Rising knows.
This is uncomfortable. This is not what it was. What it was designed to do?
No.
It's completely off the rails now,
but
right?
It's a Frankenstein creation that got away from them. They thought they were going to give something life because they were tired of all of the backdoor deals and all.
Well, the players should get paid.
Yes, but they didn't want to. But they were afraid of having salaries attached. Can they become employees? Then you owe them health insurance. Then they can unionize, and that's what they were afraid of. So they created the NIL for a way to stem all the lawsuits that were being brought forth by the players and former players against NCAA, saying well, we're pros, pay us. So they're saying, look, we can't pay you as pros, but we're going to pay you. But we're going to pay you as 1099 contract employees because now you're an endorser. You're endorsing this product. You can use your name and your likeness and our logo as being the quarterback of Washington State, quarterback of A&M, whomever. You can take that and go and wear that for T-Mobile or for McDonald's or whomever you want. You can go ahead and do that. And that's how they got around it. That's how they got around the idea of paying a player a salary, which opened up a whole legal can of worms they were trying to avoid.
Right.
So they opened a door, a Pandora's box, because they were afraid of opening up the other Pandora's box. And now we're in an arms race that's just unbelievable. This is like quarterback.
It's
everybody.
The schools can't win. Only the top schools can win this arms race, right?
The argument is only the top schools could win it anyway. They just did it under the table. We're just seeing what would have been going on all the time. I mean, I was told by people in Alabama. I was told when I was working down there, the stories I heard about what the greats got, what the high household name players who played at Alabama and Auburn, what they got was like ridiculous. That was in the 80s.
Right.
Like they were getting 7-figure deals in the 80s. So now this is not that uncommon or uncalled for because we're just hearing about it on the up and up versus what the Texas Longhorn car dealer guy was giving anyway.
Right.
Now he's just doing it on, it's reported as to what he's doing. And it's celebrated now, like betting. It's very similar to the betting situation where before it was like, shh, don't talk about it. Now it's like, oh, wow, look at this. Let's do it on SportsCenter. It's the same thing. It changes the way a college athlete lives his life, lives her life. Okay.
Yeah.
Changes what their prospects are because I'm no longer as hungry as I once was. Okay. If I'm able to make $2, $3, $4, $5, $10 million while I'm in college, I come out and I go to the NFL as a totally different person.
You may not even go to the NFL. You
Correct.
may go get a job.
Or just
and
go and live
your body.
Yes, save your body. I completely agree. Playing NFL football very well might be a step down in money for some of these kids. Think about NIL with Johnny Manziel, Tim Tebow. These guys were around. What they would have pulled down, legally pulled down. NFL football wouldn't have mattered.
Right.
Their career wouldn't have mattered. So I was a bust in the NFL. What do I care? I made $25 million when I was in college. I'm good.
I mean, I got 2 college kids now. I mean, the goal is to get paid, like figure out your life. Somebody figures out your life, and while you're in college, it gives you $2 million to figure it out.
Thank you. I'm good.
There you go.
Yeah. I like playing
about donuts, coffee,
right.
Whatever the hell you want me to talk about.
I like being a football player. I love being a chef. I'm going to go open up my own restaurant. I'm going to go do something else. I don't have to go to the NFL. I don't have to do anything. I got the money I need, which is ultimately a really good thing. Like that's a good thing, but it hurts the NFL's product. And we're talking about all these primetime unders. We're talking about all these problems, all these quarterback issues, all these, as Tom Brady said, this mediocre play all over the NFL. And I'm looking at COVID and I'm looking at the NIL and I'm going, the pipeline is broken.
Right.
The talent pipeline is not the same what it once was. And if you're Cam Ward, this is the complete, to me, this is a kid who would have gone to the draft in April and would have been a day 2 pick, staying in school and making more money than what he would make being a 2nd or 3rd round pick.
There's no question about that.
So
it's not even close.
Not even close. Not even close. Guaranteed money. And
he's making a league minimum. It's half
signing bonus, right? But yes, right.
It's a 3rd round choice. There's no signing bonus.
Well, there is. Yeah, there is. It's just not that big. There's always signing bonuses, but it's not that big comparatively. But you're going to make $600K if you make the team. You normally, as a 3rd round pick, you normally make the team, but sometimes you don't. Sometimes they cut you. You go into a bad situation, you don't perform, they cut you. So you don't get league minimum. You're a free agent. You got to go find someone who's going to pay you.
And Washington State is a team without a conference.
Well, he's leaving there, though. He's not going to stay there. He's transferring.
If they weren't, would he have stayed?
Maybe. Maybe. Lawsuit got passed. A stay was put forth in Washington State court today that the money from OU, the OSU and Washington State thought they were going to be able to control. They got to wait. They can't control it. So we'll see. That's why Washington State and Oregon State haven't announced what conference they're going to until that legal battle gets solved. So now that's going to continue more. But he's leaving. And look, I mean, he's not the only one. There's tons of kids and quarterbacks and players and wideouts and running backs. And I mean, it's all today. It's all today. It's opening up. You literally are going to need a guide to figure out what players, what, where, and when did they go. So
incredible.
It's crazy, right? I mean, it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Nothing does.
But that's the transfer portal has changed a lot, but the NIL has changed the landscape.
Listen, college costs like $70,000 a year to go to just a regular school, full room and board and tuition. Regular school, $70,000, just a year. You tell kids, come here, get your degree, have fun while you're here. Yeah. It's only going to cost you $250,000. You're going to be in debt. Thanks for coming. All right.
UNLV as being, I mean, I'm not just saying because I work there, but like looking at what you can get for an in-state education at UNLV, the bang for the buck is way better than what you're seeing elsewhere.
College coaches making $10 million a year, highest paid employees at a lot of these state institutions. It's all out of control. But I mean, that's what the market bears. So, okay. And now you get this NIL deal to combat that and put everything above ground. And everybody's going, wait a second, what are we doing? What did you think was going to happen? It's exactly what's happening. What happened? I don't like that shaking your head. What's wrong?
Oh, nothing. No, it's fine.
Oh, okay. All right.
No, I'm taking a hit you, and then I'm trying to answer our friend in California.
Gotcha. Okay. All right.
Just sent me a question. I'm trying to get one of my students to interview a person from the Kings broadcast. So that was our California friend that sent us a text. Okay, we talked about this yesterday. We wanted to bring this from bonus time onto the main show here. ESPN Bet saw over 1 million downloads in the first week.
Right.
Record. ESPN now, through the whole football season, ranks third for the most downloaded apps in sports betting.
Yes. What
is your reaction?
Well, they had to download it if they already had an app with Barstool.
Correct. Had to flip it to ESPN Bet.
Yep. So they already had a built-in base.
Fair.
Of people that had to download it to at least experience it, see it, whatever. So, I mean, our friends at Eilers and Krychik they referred to in that article.
Yep.
They said, take it with a grain of salt. Take it with a grain of salt with the, number of downloads. It's all over everything they do. You can't not see it. Today I was watching Pat and the boys, and they brought up a graphic about a game with the ESPN Bet graphic saying San Francisco -3, Eagles +3 with an ESPN Bet logo. So are you surprised?
No, not at all.
They're making a lot of waves for same game parlay policy. Did you see that? One push, all push.
Was I right?
One push, all push.
That's true.
100%.
Wow, that is true. Someone brought that up to me. I mean, we talked about yesterday. I was like, that can't be true. That's pathetic. Like that can't be. That's just pathetic.
And a lot of it is based on they can't reprice the parlay.
Why not?
With the push. I don't know. I don't think it's acceptable an answer, but
no. If you blame software, it's a cop out because you like it.
Well,
because the likelihood of one leg not cashing is pretty high. So a 6-game parlay becomes a 5-game parlay, and I don't got to pay you $2,000. I pay you nothing.
I give you your money back and tell you, thank you for playing. Come try again.
Pathetic.
How about that?
Pathetic. Like, just the fact that a push creates the entire ticket to be a push is wrong.
As long as the push pays a loser, it doesn't, though, in all cases. So you have a 6-game, same-game parlay. One pushes, they all win, you get your money back. One pushes and you get a loss,
Right.
bet loses.
It's dead. Correct. Yes, absolutely. That's
called in the business a free roll. The book is free rolling the customer. That's bad business.
Bad business. I don't like it at all.
That is bad business.
And this is the thing that we were talking about this a little bit on Sunday. I can bring it up here. Like, what bothers me about ESPN is that ESPN's the gold standard for a lot of things in sports media. And it's the biggest brand. It's the most recognizable sports brand and or brand period in the world. Why wouldn't you go and hire the best bookmaking everything? Bookmakers, bookmaking software. The frustration, at least what I've seen from the audience for BvB and the juice people who are using it, what they have said is this is just Barstool Sports with an ESPN logo on it. This is Penn. They didn't change anything.
Nothing.
It's the same.
Correct.
That's not what I would have signed up for if I was ESPN. I would have said, look, if I'm putting my brand on you, you have to elevate everything. You got to elevate it all. You got to make, we are the best. ESPN, we are the best. What we are above FanDuel. We're above everybody. Is their app better? Well, yes. Make ours better. Before we launch this, make ours better. Elevate it all.
Right.
Better than DraftKings, better than FanDuel. And then we'll put our logo on it. And then we'll go to war. And we'll win. Because we'll have the best name, the biggest microphone, and the best product. And we'll win.
Right.
You can have ESPN all you want. The ESPN phone sucked when we got it. It was broken in 2 hours.
Didn't work.
Was bad. But it had ESPN on it. The ESPN zone, when you walked in, was bland. The food sucked. The beer was stale and the environment was boring. Lasted 2 or 3 years, and then they all closed.
Yeah.
I'm stunned that ESPN didn't learn from those mistakes and decide to make it more, to elevate the overall bookmaking product.
This is the conversations that we have with people about being on the show and working with us. We require a certain level of this for me and you. It's our name. We're here doing the show. That says Bostonian versus the book. Might as well say Dave Sharapan and Matt Perrault. Oh, which, by the way, it does right there and right there.
Right.
So our names are on this every day.
Right.
It's important to us that, we're not just saying it or taking it from anybody. You got to pass a smell test. You got to, have something. You would think a book would want to do the same thing.
Or ESPN would do the same. Forget the book. ESPN would do. It's like, I know $1 billion is $1 billion. I get the dollar sense. I understand that somebody puts that much money in front of you. Okay.
Right.
You don't know what you don't know. This is the uppers, the higher ups with ESPN going like, well, Penn, you've been running books forever, right? You know what you're doing, right? Oh yeah, we know what we're doing. Okay, good. Go ahead. No one actually checked. No one actually said, like, what is that? What happens when our people are pissed off and ESPN's branding gets torn down with you?
The argument will be it's a small minority. Nobody cares.
The whole business is getting based on same game parlays. So if it's small, baloney. They're not treating it as small. Same game parlays is what everything is advertised. All you ever see is a same game parlay ad. Every talent on every show, same game parlay, same game parlay, same game parlay.
Told you I lost the gig because I wouldn't do them. I didn't lose a gig. I just turned it down.
I don't blame you.
No, I'm not doing it.
Why? It's not, it's not worth it. You don't have to do it. It's just, so, I don't know. We'll see. Let's squeeze in Better to Book It here before we let go of Sports Grid and Sirius XM, and then we can get to some super chats on the other side for that. All right, we begin better to book it with the Hawks and Cavs under 236.5. I've not seen what this number has done so far. This is the trend with Eastern Conference teams at the Cavaliers.
It's up to 238 at one place,
Again.
237.5 everywhere else.
So it's interesting. The last time that happened, it lost when the number went up, but the number for the Toronto Raptors game went up at the end right before and it went under.
Right.
So it was an early move. It was to the over. But again, the Cavaliers are 3-2 to the under against East Coast teams. Hawks last 2 games have gone under for the Hawks. And Cavaliers defense, it hasn't been bad. So I'm on the under there. Better to book it.
Bet it.
Rockets +5 against Dallas. Better number than what's out there at the moment because of Luka's thumb's a problem.
Right. It just moved to 4 everywhere.
Okay.
Literally 5 places at the same time. All
Came back up.
4. So they got the bet they wanted at 3.5. Might be close and closer to 5. If you guys want Houston, wait.
It was 5.5. I couldn't get it. I mean, it was 5.5 at certain books. I couldn't get it. I could only get it at 5 myself here.
Right. I'd say bet this.
There were some 5.5s out there.
But I mean, you can wait in game. You'll probably get more points. But pre-game, this is a close game. Houston got a shot to win. Easy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. They're 10-3-1 ATS.
Yeah.
The Rockets are. Kentucky, Miami, over 164. This is the number 1 3-point shooting team versus the number 3 3-point shooting team. Kentucky against Kansas. The last time they played a ranked team, flew over by 25 points.
That's a lot of points, though, isn't it?
It's going to be an up and down battle.
I'll say book it.
Okay.
That seems too high.
It's high, but it's not that high. It's right on KenPom's number too. So KenPom number.
Okay.
For that, and then Tampa Bay, Arizona, the Vegas hangover trend is in effect here for this.
Oh, which is what for the people that don't know?
Teams that play on the road at Vegas, who
Next
then turn around in the next games at home for them.
So this is Arizona.
Arizona goes over at about an 85% clip.
Right.
And you have backup goaltender for Tampa, no Vasilevsky.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was going to say, okay.
That's why
all
I
right.
bet it.
Yeah. Bet it.
They made the announcement yesterday that it was Vasilevsky last night, backup goaltender tonight, back-to-back. 3-3, someone wins at 4-3.
I like Arizona in the game.
Ooh. Don't mind it. Don't mind Arizona.
Tampa's a road favorite.
Yeah.
Nah. I like Arizona. And I'd say bet it on the over. Let's go with let's ride it with the trend.
Okay, kid dokey. All right, folks, if you guys are listening on SiriusXM or watching on SportsGrid, well, for SportsGrid, this is for you guys. You guys can listen to the podcast by hitting that QR code with your camera on your phone. You go to Apple Podcasts, and you guys can go ahead and subscribe. Leave us a review. Leave us whatever you
Somebody
want.
left a couple reviews. We got a couple reviews. That was good to see.
Got a couple already, so you can subscribe it. You ever missed the show, it posts about an hour, half an hour to an hour after the show is over. You'll get the audio podcast, which will come up in post for there. So go ahead and hit that for us. It's always a lot of fun to see you guys interact and leaving whatever notes you want to leave, positive, negative, whatever it might be. We do read it. So it's good to see it. And then it helps us with the algorithm when you guys subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts. So I know we ask a lot of you guys, and we appreciate every one of you guys who do help us out, either here on YouTube, on Twitter, or now Apple Podcasts, Spotify. We're there too. We're there on Audible as well. Other good stuff you guys could get into as well. If you guys are on YouTube or you're on Twitter, don't move, because you guys are getting what we call bonus time. Okie dokie. Super chat questions to be answered here before we run.
Yes.
Just 2 of them from Dave's Daily Picks. He said the Steelers will not beat the Colts. Disagree with you, Dave. Sorry.
Coming to see you, Dave. You should go to that game. I might go to that game.
Steelers, Colts, really? Wow. By the way, 56% say Boston's going to cover against Chicago tonight. And Dave's Daily Pick says, in 1996, nobody thought the Colts would make the AFC Championship game and should have won it if they caught Cordell had stepped out. So Pitt has a chance.
Jim Harbaugh was the quarterback of that team, that Colts team. AFC Championship in Pittsburgh. Hail Mary at the end of the game. Almost caught. That was nerve-wracking as hell. Remember that. Like it was yesterday. They lost. The Steelers aren't getting the 1 seed. That's crazy talk.
Probably
Crazy.
not, but I mean, I don't know. It's not that insane. I'm telling you, it's not that insane. Favorite thing about today is what?
Lunch. We ain't even got there yet. Lunch. A listener to the show, someone from your past in the business, came here to get out of the cold in the Midwest and is hanging out for a couple days. We're going finishing the show, post show, meet at the joint and go have lunch. I can't wait. That's my favorite thing about today is meeting and talking to the guys through the show. And, you know, he's got a lot of good ideas and we're just going to hang out and eat good food, you know, shake hands, see each other in person, look at each other. I can't wait. The text last night was like, hey, he's here. Perfect. Breakfast or lunch this morning. How about lunch? Done. It's quick. So boom, we'll be down there. We'll see all of our people that are down there. And favorite thing about today is lunch.
My favorite thing about today is this. You mentioned it earlier that there's 80 people left in Circa. We have one of them. We have someone in the top 5 at the Westgate.
Woo!
And we have someone who's only a point or two out of the top for Circa Millions.
2.5 points. Yeah.
2.5 points out. He's in firing.
Multiple people are in the top or 5 points or less.
So I just think it's really fun for us to be a part of this for the first time and to see and to cheer on these people who came to Vegas, signed up. I can't stop thinking about our guys and going like, man, just keep doing what you're doing. But our pom-poms are on and we are cheering you guys on so much on this. And my favorite thing about today is I woke up this morning, I was like, there's 80 people left. There's 80 people. We talked about yesterday, like if the Vikings lose, there's 80 fucking people left for $9.2 million. I'm going under, by the way, Jeffrey Benson. I think less than 7.5 are going to tie. I think it's 3.
It is going to be an unbelievable sweat trying to come up with the games. We talked about it. It's Jacksonville looks like the obvious choice. If it was me, I couldn't pick the Steelers because I couldn't live with living that was the team that took me down. Like it was sickening.
Yeah,
I'd have to have used them already.
Yep.
The process has to stay the same. Forget about the end, right? This is just like us doing the show.
Yeah.
The process stays the same. We started doing a show coming up on 2 years. In December, it'll be 2 years.
Yep.
Celebration, 500 shows. All that stuff is coming. The process is the same. Now, we've tweaked it. We've done these things, added, subtracted. We've had help. Can't do it without help. And this contest thing, the proxy thing, I hope all of you that are watching, listening, want to be a part of the contest, and we'll be glad to facilitate your picks for you every single week with the proxy service. It's fun. It's a risk, but we all get to connect through the games, which is what the show is.
It's so fun. I mean, it's my favorite thing about today is that we woke up today and there's 80 people left in Circa Survivor for 9.2 million. Next year it could be 10 or more, but it's pretty fun right now. So we hope our guy, we're pulling for our guy. We're pulling for all of our guys to stay alive and to do well in both contests. He is Dave. I am Matt. We are back tomorrow for another episode. I know this show is a little shorter today, but we got to go and see a guy about a thing. Thanks for being here, guys. We appreciate it. We'll talk to you soon on a Wednesday for BvB.